Before we get today's video started, a little disclaimer, my office is a complete wreck. I'm currently in the middle of redoing everything. There's dust everywhere, so don't judge, guys. All right, let's get started. Do you want to win some cool Disney stuff like this? All you have to do is look for a hidden Mickey like this in today's video and comment the timestamp below, like the video and subscribe, and of course, turn on post notifications. Winners will be picked every single Wednesday. Good luck. Welcome back to another video, guys. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe as well as drop a like on today's video. One of the most asked questions we get is, who do we use as a travel agent? How much does it cost? What are the benefits? So today we're gonna dive into it. I'm gonna actually show you emails from our travel agent and let you guys know exactly why I use them. If again, you're new here, subscribe. We have plenty of Disney content coming and we do giveaways, as you guys seen earlier in this video. So check this out. We got some color changing cups right here. I'm gonna show you guys in the next video all the stuff that we have made that's ready to be shipped out. And for those of you guys who have won giveaways, everything will be at your doorstep very, very soon. We're headed to the post office today. So again, appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe for more videos and let's get into it. So first and foremost, who do we use and why and how did I find them? So we use a company called Dreams Unlimited Travel. Links are gonna be in the description. Excuse me. So basically, they have not paid us to do this. This is just me giving you information because I want you guys to have the best Disney trip possible. The agent that I use is Mike Fannucce. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I've used him on 2 trips so far and I've had absolutely no complaints. This guy responds to my emails extremely quickly and is so informative and just an amazing guy. And the way I found him is they have a YouTube channel called The Diz, and they have like a podcast on there. They have a lot of trip reports and tips and tricks. And I was watching them for like 2 years before I had ever went to Disney World. And one day I decided to just utilize their travel agent service and it's been amazing. So I wrote down some notes of questions that I've got from other people. And I'm gonna go ahead and jump into those now. So how much does it cost to use a travel agent? It actually costs absolutely nothing. They make commission from Disney and it's not at any additional cost. So don't worry about it. Basically, all you have to do is for every room that you are, reserving, there's a $200 deposit. And at that point, you just make as many payments as you want until I think it's 45 days or 30 days before you're on property. It has to be paid 100% in full by then, and he'll give you that information, and it's super easy. And I'll jump into their website and everything in a little bit. Also, let's see. They do provide you a free, no obligation quote. You just go to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. You answer their questionnaire. It's going to ask you if you're looking for a value resort, like a really high-end resort, and it basically just like asks you questions, and then they email you a quote showing you your different options and what you want to do. And I highly recommend, if you guys are going to go to Disney World, to not even go with the park hopper option, especially if you haven't been there in a long time. First off, park hoppers are more expensive, so the best value, in my opinion, is doing a park a day if you can, and just doing it that way because you save money on ticket costs. And tickets over there are actually cheaper than Disneyland from what I've found. So again, 1 park per day, in my opinion, is the best for the price. One of the main reasons why I did this was because planning a Disney World trip, especially for the first time, is extremely overwhelming. And what Dreams Unlimited Travel does, and I'm sure many other travel agencies, they take that overwhelming feeling, and because they're doing all the work themselves and you can ask as many questions as you want to the travel agent, it makes it so much easier and more comforting that you're getting the help you need. So I'll send Mike a quote and I'll ask him some questions and he'll be like, hey, what is your plan for this trip? And for me, it's always value. I want something as inexpensive as possible, and he'll help us with that. He'll answer our questions and let us know this is the best way to cut all corners, and then give me a quote and we'll settle it that way. Also, you're supporting them at no cost. I love their YouTube channel, and the way these people make money is by obviously their YouTube channel as well as booking trips. And because it costs no additional cost to me, I support what they're doing. So by me booking with them, they're making money and I'm not even paying them. It's all through Disney. So it's a win-win for me. They're part of the Disney community. I like their content, so I'm gonna utilize them. Another podcast that I watch, but I've never used their travel agency, is Be Our Guest Podcast. Check them out if you're looking for tips and tricks. Their podcasts get a little repetitive, but I love them. So yeah, I do watch them from time to time. What else is in my notes? So, when I said, is it cheaper? Sometimes it is cheaper because certain agencies will provide you like a perk. So I know that Dreams Unlimited Travel was doing this thing. If you book a cruise for them, they'll give you like $100 onboard credit. So they're giving you $100 just to book with them. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to necessarily save money from Disney, but they could be having some promotion where you're getting money from the agency themselves. So check for that as well. Another reason why I love them is, like I said before, their advice. So Disney World is massive. If you've never been there, from what I understand, it is just about the size of San Francisco. It is truly a Disney bubble, and that's what I love about it, but it's also overwhelming. When you get there, it's like there's so much to do. What do I do? So I always message Mike and I'm like, hey, what do you recommend? You know, what about food? He's always saying, hey, you guys should do some resort hopping, go to Sanaa, get some food, and he provides all that information. You can say, hey, you know, what's your top picks for food here or there, and he'll tell you, hey, this is what I do, as well as they have YouTube videos, so you can go reference those videos and kind of get an idea of what you're gonna do. I try not to overplan my trips, but I like to have structure, and that's what I do. As well as on our first trip with them, he did find a discount. So we booked, I'm gonna throw a number out there. I actually have a video about this on my other channel. We spent about $5,600 on that trip altogether, family of 4 for a week, staying on property with Disney tickets for every park. And basically like 3 months into our planning process, we had already booked our stuff and we were making our payments. He messaged us and said, hey, I'm able to save you guys $300 extra a room because Disney has offered this discount that applies to your package. So our price dropped. He notified us, and they're constantly looking for discounts to apply to our packages, which is awesome. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the email. I'm going to switch over to that and go over how it all works so you can visually see what I'm saying. Hoping this video provides you the information you need to feel comfortable. You know, in short, we book with Dreams Unlimited because they're experts. They've been doing this for years. They book hundreds of thousands of vacations every year, and I know we'll never have issues with them. So this is the Dreams Unlimited website right here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to choose where you want to go. So in this case, we'll choose Disney World, and that's the Get a Quote little button right there, and it's going to ask you, would you like to work with an agent? This is where you would select, you know, I mean, if you don't want to use Mike, I just highly recommend him. That's his name right there. Click the yes button, click continue. It's going to ask you some general information, name, address, phone numbers. And then it's going to ask you what type of communication you want. I always just do email just because I can always reread everything. On a phone conversation, I will forget what he's telling me. So that is your preference though. All right, so from this point, you're going to go ahead and choose how many people are coming as well as the amount of rooms. And then you're going to have to put the names for each person. So in this case, I'm just going to put my own name. And then you're also going to choose like your ETA arrival date. You can always switch this. This is just for your quote. So I'll just put the 29th, I don't know, 31st. It is what it is. And then it just has some additional information about the resorts and the times they're opening. And then it's going to ask you, what are you looking for? So it's going to ask you what price range you're comfortable with, value, moderate, or deluxe. Obviously the deluxe is more expensive, moderate, right in the middle. I always choose value. And then it's going to ask you if you qualify for any discounts. Are you a pass holder, a Chase Visa card holder, or military? And then you would select that. Or on this right here, you can just say, I don't know which resort I want. And he'll just send you a bunch of different prices. So you click the continue button. And this is where you have to see if you want to add tickets. So if you don't want tickets, or you already have tickets, or you're a pass holder, you don't have to worry about that. But for me, I always go 4 days, a park per day, no park hopper. But here's the different choices. And then he'll also add all the upgrades if you want them. So you see it in the quote. If you would like to add trip insurance, I've never done it. It's just more of a cost. And again, I'm here about cutting corners, but especially with COVID going on nowadays, it is something you might want to add because if you can't make it, you're still going to have to pay. So that's one of the scary things, but it's a chance I'm always willing to take. Do any of your party require handicapped accessible room? Yes or no? And then these special notes, you're going to want to let them know what your expectations of working with Dreams Unlimited Travel is. So if you just want their expertise and be able to ask them questions or, you know, help them or help you, what am I trying to say? Help you save money. That's what I'm trying to say. You just fill it in right there, or different places you want to eat, and then you click the submit button, and then you're going to get an email that looks like this. So this is the email right here. This is for my trip in 2018 with Jasmine's sister and just a bunch of us, 3 different families that went. He included options at Pop Century, Port Orleans, and then just Art of Animation. As you can see, this is the cost right here. And then we let him know, yes, I'd like to go forward. And if you go forward, then he'll send you a link to their website that you would then pay the $200 deposit per room, and then you're good to go. Once you go ahead and pay your $200 deposit per room, he's going to go ahead and send you a follow-up email. I can't show some of it because there's a lot of reservation numbers and whatnot. But yeah, it's basically going to go over dining and celebrations and magical extras, as well as transportation from the airport to the resort. And he'll actually handle all of that with you. So you're just going to let him know your flight number, and then he'll schedule transportation from the airport to the park. However, Magical Express is ending at the end of this year, I believe. So you'll have to find transportation elsewhere. I believe there's like a train going to be input into the airport. But for now, Magical Express is something that he'll schedule for you, which is awesome. As you can see right here for your calendar, it's telling you 180 days prior, you can begin booking dining, and he'll remind you, hey, this is when you need to book dining. And right now it's different because of COVID. Again, this is the 2018-2019 trip I took. And then you also have to book fast passes, as well as he'll answer all the questions on how to do that and give you step-by-step instructions with pictures and everything on how to do it. And he's really on top of it. And he also gives you your final payment, or if any balance is due. In this case, it was August 8th of 2019. We ended up being there in September. So I believe it is all done within 30 days of arriving at the park, as well as all payments have to be submitted on their website. So it's super easy. You just jump on their website, input your information. You can also pay via Disney gift cards, which is really awesome because a lot of people will go to Target, buy Disney gift cards, use their Target card and get like 10% off or something like that. And you save any little bit of money you can. Another cool thing that he does is every time there is news that's going to affect your trip, he's going to give you information about this. In this case, there was new after hours. So as you can see right here, he sent us all this information. Look at this. When the sun sets, more magic awaits at Disney's Hollywood Studios after dark. He shows every little detail. So it's really awesome to have someone like this. It's like having a friend that knows everything about Disney. And he's available at you at any time of the day. And he just really, really, really is awesome to work with. So as you can see, he is just on top of everything, and he sends us so many emails letting us know everything that's going on. And take a look, guys. Remember I told you he sends reminders about, booking your reservations for dining. In this case, look at this. He's telling us all the information about his favorite places. He having his own recommendations that he highlighted. And we actually did a couple of these, and they turned out great. So again, amazing job by Mike. He's also going to show you how to add this reservation to the My Disney Experience portion of the Walt Disney World website. As you can see, I actually have a current reservation coming up in a few months, and I'm super excited, but I've linked everybody that's coming with me, as well as the hotels, our park tickets, and our reservations. And then next is dining, which we can't do yet, but we're super excited, guys. As you can see, we're going to be back in the parks November 6th. I guess we're announcing it right now. I wasn't planning on it, but now you know. But it's going to be an adults-only trip. The next thing we need to do is actually choose our magic bands, which Mike does an awesome job in showing you exactly what you need to do to get those magic bands ordered, and gives you tips and tricks, which is super, super cool. As you can see right here, he has step-by-step instructions on how to do it. With pictures and everything. So he does an awesome job with this as well. Well, I hope that helps you guys a little bit. I'm going to answer some questions that I got off of Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at Disney with the Laras. I periodically put stuff on there, and I would love to interact with you guys on our stories and on our page. So last thing I want to say about them is you can give them as much control as you want, or you can take as much control. There's no they're forcing you to do anything. Don't ever think that. It's up to you how much control you give them, and they're very upfront about that, which is awesome. As well as if you need an itinerary, they got it for you. So let's move on into the questions. So question number 1 is from The Lunas do Disney. Do you ever plan to stay on property? If so, where? When it comes to Disneyland, I want to stay on property. It is just so expensive. There is no value resort. Every time we go to Disney World, we always stay on property just because of extra magic hours, as well as just a ton of perks of staying on property. And I hate leaving the Disney bubble. But if I ever did, I would definitely stay somewhere near Disney Springs. There's a lot of good deals there as well. Let's see. How do travel agents get better ticket prices for Disneyland Resort? I don't see how it's possible. From Anna Martin 160. Honestly, they're scouring prices like left and right, so they're probably finding it before other people, especially a bigger agency like Dreams Unlimited Travel. And what they do is when they send you the quote, they go ahead and they put a temporary hold on that. And you have, I think it's like a day or two to lock in the price. If you don't do it, the hold releases and someone else can snatch it up. So I don't think they really get better stays than you could. It's just that they're there 24/7 looking. If you have a large group of like 20 people, what will it be a separate cost? From Sweet Toddy 08. No, I don't believe it's going to be a separate cost. It all comes down under one reservation, and then they'll tell you the amount per room, and then you just have to work it out amongst the other groups or the other people that are in your group and split the cost up and kind of figure it out that way. But it is all under one reservation. How do you sneak into Disneyland, and how can you make a 12-year-old look too? Laugh out loud. From the Travel Vibe Chasers, our homies. It's so funny. We always get stopped for Ellie because she is a very big girl for her age, like very tall. And cast members have given us such a hard time, like questioning us. And it's like, if you want us to bring a birth certificate, we could totally do it. But one time it got like super awkward, and they were like, yeah, I've been there too. Like, you gotta sneak them in while you can. And it's like, no, we're not sneaking her in. She's like legit underage. So that's always funny. But yeah, I wish there was a spell I could cast on my son to get him through the parks for nothing. Ayla Gonzalez, best time to go to parks in terms of weather and crowds. For Disneyland, definitely wouldn't go there in the summer. For Disney World, definitely wouldn't either. Disneyland, it is just hot. And in Disney World, it is just humid and hot, and I can't stand both of those things. So for us, we've learned we're going in November. Me and Jasmine were last there in February, and it was beautiful. There was a hot day, but I would definitely go during the winter time. Unless you plan on sitting in a pool all day, I would not go during the winter time, or the summertime, I'm sorry. Also, this is a great thing to ask your travel agent. They will be able to see crowd levels, and you can look this stuff up online too, or just ask the travel agent. They will definitely give you some recommendations. So let's see, when is it a good time to travel to Disney? Florida's tough because there's a lot of rain, and I just kind of answered this before. Disneyland, there's really not rain, so you don't have to worry about that. You just got to think about temperatures, whereas Disney World, it rains like in the springtime all the time. Last time we went in September, there was a typhoon warning. Kind of scary. There's also hurricanes that are not at Disney World, but it can affect Disney World. So yeah, let's see. How to save money or put aside money for the trip. You just have to save. I would definitely buy your flights first. I hate buying flights, and that's the one thing that Disney World, one thing about Disney World that I have to do, because in Arizona we could just drive to California, and Disney World's a whole different ball game, and I always try to get my flights out of the way just so I'm not last minute scrambling and paying crazy prices unless things get booked up. But it's just all about budgeting. Get your quote, figure out how much a flight's probably going to cost you, and then just figure out how much money I got to put aside a month to do it, or if you have the lump sum, just drop it. But it's just about being responsible and just sticking to it. Because again, if you don't have trip insurance, once you lock in your stay, there's no going back. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't see any other questions. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you have any questions, and I can do a part 2 of this video. I know there's questions out there from you guys that I missed. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. We will see you guys on the next video. Stay safe, be happy, subscribe. Have a magical rest of your day.